Hi friends, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Tori and I have a super exciting video today. At least I think it's super exciting. I have collabed with the wonderful Heba from My Little Journal here on YouTube, or Heba Alisibai Creates. And we made a collaborating stamp set together. I am very excited to share these with you today. They will both be releasing on my Etsy shop. Well, mine will be releasing on my Etsy shop and hers will be released on her website today, which is March 25th of 2025. And I wanted to share both of these stamp sets with you and kind of use them together. One thing that I've always liked about both my stamps and Heba's stamps is that even though our styles are I feel like they're distinctly different, they always look so good together. Heba's stamps are ones that I frequently use mixed in with my own stamps whenever I am doing any of my journaling or documenting. So this one is Heba's stamp. This is the Another Migraine stamp set. So this one is solely focused on dealing with your migraines. There is a lot of different words and icons, very large images, which is perfect for memory keeping. And then some fun titles that you can use for journaling as well. You can use all of these in journaling. They're great. I love all of these. And then mine is called Ailments. I do have some nods to having migraines, but I also wanted mine to include some other things that I personally frequently journal about when I am either not feeling well or kind of going through something. So I've got a stamp on here for your migraine, if you have a UTI, allergies, feeling stressed, having fevers. A couple down here, this one says this sucks and this one says go away, and then some little kind of additional sub-sentiments that are in my favorite typewriter alphabet font. I have a pill medication, and then these emojis are probably one of my most favorite things that I have ever done. These are meant to be little speech bubble emojis, and they're all different emojis of kind of dissatisfaction, discomfort, illness, things like that. And then I also have a little chart down here that you can use to document specifically like a rating of 1 through 9, and then have a little bit of journaling, if you will. One of my favorite things about this particular collaboration is that both of these stamp sets you can get individually. So I will have Heba's linked below and I will have mine linked below. You can get them individually and still kind of achieve some of those same journaling items. Or you can get them together but have a little bit of variation. So we both have an emoji icon stamp. Heba's is connected and mine are not. We both have a little pill bottle stamp. Mine is much smaller and hers is very large. And then she's got a lot of icons and I have a lot of words. She's kind of got a great mixture of icons and words, honestly. One thing that I did want to mention before I get into specifically working with these stamps is that when I designed mine specifically, all of the emoji icons and this little glass of water and medication will fit in this little square right here. And I have an example of that I can share as well. When I get my stamp samples in, I like to stamp everything out to make sure that it stamps the way that I want it to. And this is essentially the Ailments stamp. And how everything looks once it's stamped out. So this is kind of the various stamps combined together, and I will probably do this specifically in my journaling today because I love the way that this is, and I will be documenting a photo of me with a migraine. So this is everything stamped out for the ailments stamp set. And if you head over to Heba's channel, she generally shares kind of this type of view of her brand new stamp sets in her release videos as well. And I'm sure she's going to be doing some sort of layout for her and my stamp together as well. So for my layout today, I'm going to be working in my 2025 Scrappy Spiral notebook. I have not been actively working in this a ton yet so far this year. I only have a couple of pages done and hardly any journaling at all. So I wanted to make an effort to work in here. And since I didn't think that I was going to be using much of this page, I don't really print my photos in squares, at least this small of a square. I printed my photo quite big. This is me hiding under my blanket with a migraine, and I knew that I was going to be releasing this stamp set in a collaboration. So while I had my migraine, I was like, I should just take a picture of this. That way I can document having a migraine. So that's what I did. So this is me hiding under the covers in my bed. So I'll probably definitely be using this go away stamp. Specifically because I'm hiding under the covers in bed. And I'm just going to document a little bit about having this migraine. I have nothing at all kind of chosen out other than this photo, which I just printed on vinyl sticker paper. So I'm not even going to be adhering that with regular glue. So it's going to be an adventure. I'm going to need to kind of choose what I'm working with as we go. Since I had no plan for this layout, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my acrylic drawer of paper scraps. I've got a lot in here and it has been a long time since I've actually dug through it. So I am going to end up grabbing 2 patterned papers from this little drawer that ended up being printables from Tracy Reed Designs. If I can remember which collections these are from, I will link them down below for you as well. But those are going to be the only 2 papers that I'm grabbing from my scrap drawer. And I'm going to use this kind of soft grid or graph paper as my main background. And then I will sprinkle some of the plus signed paper around as just kind of a decorative element. So I'm using this graph paper to cover up 6 of these squares. Like I said earlier, I don't usually print my photos out in this size. So I thought this would be a perfect way to actually get this page used up, but still kind of, but not be confined to the boxes, I guess. So I'm going to lay that graph paper over 6 of the squares, and then I'll leave the other 2 squares at the bottom for embellishments. And then I'm going to dry place out all of the stamps that I think I might want to use. Normally when I record my videos, I have all of this kind of done ahead of time, and I figure out which stamp specifically I'm wanting to use, or at least I go in with some idea of what my goal is for the page. So I've kind of got an idea of the kind of stamp that I want to use on the stamp sets. I, again, had no plans for this one whatsoever. So I'm just laying some of these stamps out to see if I like where they fit. I've got a pretty good selection pulled out so far. So I'm going to work on stamping my little journaling spot. I'm stamping that on some standard sticker paper with the medication and glass of water stamp, as well as my out of order stamp from my stamp set. And I'm going to do multi-generation stamping with that out of order stamp. Once I've got that done, I am going to adhere down my main patterned paper, this graph paper, and again, stick that over 6 of those squares. And then I will place down one of the plus sign square papers. I won't actually adhere the second one down just yet because I'm not sure at this point how I want it to be sitting. but I will adhere that first one down because I'm pretty confident in what I was liking for this kind of main area where my photo is going to be. So I've got that adhered down, and then I will again mess around a little bit with that square, that patterned square, and get my journaling cut out as well, or my journaling spot cut out. And I will lay those down to kind of see how I like. I am going to end up layering them very similar to how it looks here. But at this point in actually doing the process, I wasn't 100% sure. So I moved on to doing some more stamping. I'm going to be using the emoji stamp set from Heba's Stamp. And I will also be using her brain that has a little sticky note on it that says out of order. I'm going to place that hanging off of the edge of this plus sign square. And then I will stamp out my title and subtitle. So I'm going to be using the migraine title from my stamp set with the personally victimized by my migraines stamp from Heba's Stamp. I really thought that the fonts used for both of these worked super well together. The one that's on mine is actually my handwriting. I wrote this out, and I just thought that the font that Heba chose worked so well with that, so I wanted to use those two together. I am going to make a decision and place these last two pieces down and get them adhered to my page. I do decide that I feel like the right-hand side of my page is a little bit blank, so we'll fix that in a minute. But I'm first going to color in the first emoji from Heba's Stamp and then the number 9 on my journaling spot, because this was a terrible migraine. And that's what my journaling is going to say, that my migraine this day was so bad that I actually ended up calling out of work because of it. And then just laid in bed all day and did absolutely nothing. I am going to pull out that plus sign paper again and cut off probably about a 1/2 inch strip, because I'm going to use that to fill up some of the empty space on the right hand side of my page. And then once I get that kind of adhered down, I will pull out the scribbled line from my stamp set. This was a line that I drew, like just a regular straight line, and then I did some obnoxious scribbling all over it. And I feel like that pretty accurately represents how I feel whenever I'm feeling any type of the ailments that I listed on my stamp set. So I wanted to use it to really tie the whole page together and make everything feel complete. All right, my friends, that's going to be my completed spread documenting a really bad migraine that I had recently. And I just, again, love the way that these two stamp sets work together. I would love to know your thoughts on these down in the comments below. And like I said at the beginning, I will have everything linked for you if you want to go check out Heba's release video. I'm sure she's got probably a couple more stamps that we'll be releasing with this one. So I will have her release video linked down below for you, and I will also have both stamp sets linked for you below as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!